Hi there. Thanks for joining me. Let's do an evening meditation together. So find yourself in a comfortable place, and because it's the evening, or at least it is for me, it's really okay if you want to lie down. Normally in the daytime, when you need to be kind of alert and active in your day, I would recommend sitting cross-legged in a comfortable way with a pillow under your bottom to take pressure off your back, or sitting in a chair, feet on the floor, legs comfortably apart. Anything you can do to just relax a little bit is going to allow this meditation to be more effective. So make yourself at home. Make yourself comfortable is all I mean by that. And I'm going to give you just a moment or two to make that happen for yourself. Oftentimes our body, we could put ourselves in a position and it's not comfortable, and we'll think, well, that's what I have to do. Meditation posture is not comfortable. Don't buy into that. Seriously, ditch that way of thinking and make yourself comfortable. And if you're not comfortable in your body, take a moment or two to really be with the bodies and move around and play with it a little bit so that you can figure out what feels good to you. Oftentimes we don't do that, We feel that discomfort, but we feel like, I have to stay in it. Whether it's a meditation posture or a job or relationship or whatever. And I'm asking you to give yourself permission from here on out, using this meditation as your green light, to give yourself permission to make things more comfortable for you. And if you're not comfortable, to not let that story end there, where you just suffer, because you're too smart to keep suffering. Take the time to pause and ask yourself, ask your body, what would feel better. Okay? So, please do me a favor. Let's stretch out your low back and your spine a little bit before we begin. It'll make things more, you guessed it, comfortable. If you are sitting cross-legged, like me right now, I'm sitting cross-legged in my bed. I have the lights down, a Himalayan salt lamp, I have a little Nag Champa burning in the background. I've created a space. So you should do that as well too, If not now, then next time. Create a space or reach over, turn the light down or whatever, light a candle, whatever you need. But once you do that, if you're sitting cross-legged, I want you to take, and if you're lying down, I'll give you an instruction for laying flat. But if you're sitting up, right hand is going to go to your left knee. Left palm is just going to relax on the floor or bed behind you, or chair, whatever. You're just going to push your butt down into whatever's underneath you. Breathe in, and your spine's going to lengthen the more you take in a breath, nice and slow. But use your exhalation to move into a very gentle twist. Open your mouth wide, move that air out of your lungs as you twist. Stay right where you are. Breathe in. Push your seat. Push your hips down. Push your buttocks into the bed, the chair, whatever. Empty it out. Gentle twist. Move over to the other side, nice and easy. Take your left hand outside your right knee or on your right knee or thigh. Right palm is on the ground or on whatever behind you. Press down into your buttocks, into whatever's underneath them. So that's called finding your seat. And when you anchor your seat, you'll have a stability. And you're going to breathe in nice and easy, and it's going to make your spine a little longer, a little stretched. Longer you breathe in, longer stretch. As you exhale, you move into a twist. Looking over your right shoulder. Long breath in, where you are. Gentle twist. Seat stays planted though. Okay, come on back. If you are lying flat on your back, this one's for you. And it feels good to lie on your back. So even if you were seated and now you want to do another stretch for your spine and just kind of gently wring it out, go ahead, lie on your back too, okay? Feet are hip width apart, knees hip width. And what you're going to do is really easy. You're going to cross your right leg over your left leg, like if you were sitting like on a bar stool or something, you know. Arms are out to the sides and your palms and arms are turned up. Take in a breath where your chest and belly rise. Clear it out. Open your mouth wide. Let your legs fall left, but you look over your right shoulder. Tuck your chin in towards your chest a bit and into the right shoulder so that your neck gets length. Breath in, bring the legs back up. Keep the legs as they are and drop both your legs. Just let them gently roll to the right. You might feel how your top leg kind of just gently peels your thigh muscle on the bottom leg away from that bottom hip. Nice and easy. Breathe in. Open your mouth and just go. Okay. Inhale back up. Uncross and switch sides. Left leg over. Legs fall right. Breath out as they fall. What goes up, let it fall down. But the exhale will allow the legs to fall in a way where you're still very connected to how it's feeling in your body. Easy breath in. Let go of the breath and the legs let go more. Give something up. Nice and easy. Breathe in to get the knees back up. Keep the legs as they are. Move them to the left, chin right. Again, do you feel the weight of the top leg gently drawing down the muscles of your bottom thigh? It's like you're drawing them down, stretching them down toward your knee. You'd feel that really nicely in the hip crease. We don't usually get space there, you know. Allow yourself some space, okay? Okay, come on back up. And you're still on your back, okay? Because I said so. So, you're gonna bend your knees out to the sides of your ribs, wider than that even. And the feet are pressing up toward the ceiling. So the soles of the feet, okay? Sorry if that's confusing. Grab on to whatever's comfortable. If you're super tight in the groin, less is more. Grab your outer legs, outer shins. If you want to, you could reach and grab the outer ankles, or your 4 fingers could wrap around the outer edges of the feet and around the soles. Take in a breath. Lengthen your low back just a little bit toward the wall right in front of you. And press your chin towards your chest just a little to get a little more length in your neck. Press the back of your head into the bed or the floor, whatever you're on. And you're going to breathe in. And as you breathe in, you let up on the pull. It's like letting up on the brake pedal. And as you breathe out, very gently, be nice to yourself out there. Draw your legs down. Breath in, let up on the pull. Gently pull down. Pull down your knees, pull down your thighs, pull down your legs toward the floor underneath you. And now just let yourself rock your hips and your legs side to side. We call it happy baby. Okay, why are we even doing all this? Well, nighttime meditation and your spine's probably pretty compressed and your hips probably are pretty tight. If you sat at a desk all day or drove all day or whatever. So, if you get a little bit of stretch and a little bit of release of tension in your spine, and then you get a little bit more opening space in your pelvis, you're going to sit or just lie on your back more comfortably. And then you might be able to have an easier time to meditate. Why? Because anything that makes us feel more comfortable and gives us a little, space and a release of tension puts an to our nervous system. And that'll ease the mind. And if you ease your mind, well, then you might want to be able to sit still and meditate a little more manageably, a little more comfortably. Okay? Now, if you're lying down, stay lying down, feet hip width apart, knees open hip width. If you are lying down, I want you to bring your 10 fingertips onto your belly and rest your arms comfortably, okay? If you're sitting up, if that's what you prefer, arms on your thighs, 10 fingers gently touch together in front of you. So there's space between your palms, okay? Breathe all your air out. I want a mouth wide open, and I want you to let out some steam, so to speak. Okay, one last thing we're going to do together before we just do a few minutes of meditation, okay? You're going to interlace your hands behind your head, right at the base of your skull, at the occipital ridge. And you're going to press and push gently down with precision, with mindfulness, chin to your chest. Empty the breath out now. Now start pressing the back of your head a little tiny bit into your hands. It's a small movement, but a big feel. And if you were to drag your palms up the back of your head, you might get even more length in the neck, and you'll really feel that. Push, 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 push. And then just take your right ear towards your right shoulder. Try to stretch your left shoulder down. More space on the left side of the neck. Take a breath in. Exhale. Notice the inhale is when you're creating a stretch. The exhales, you're releasing where you stretched, that you probably had some neck tension. Left side. In breath. The in breath is lengthening the right side of the neck. Move the right shoulder purposely down. Press it toward the floor. Open your mouth wide and just go. Good work. And you might notice, oh, geez, I want to stretch out my neck even more. Well, great. Do that after. 10 fingertips to touch. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Why are we going to take slow breaths in and then gently let them out? Slowing the breath down slows down the mind of anxious thoughts or just kind of the activity and the dynamic energy of the day. Clear it all out. Breathe out. And when you get connected to your breathing, you're going to get connected to your body more. So just keep listening to the sound of my voice. And please put your focus on your thumb tips touching. You don't need to open your eyes. If you're sitting up, you can. Or if you're laying down, you can. If you feel like I need to stay in the moment and I need to open my eyes, that's absolutely fine. Especially if you struggle with any anxiety or had kind of an anxious day. Your attention is on your thumb tips touching. I take you through some stretches and a little bit of breath work on purpose and through breathing work throughout to keep pulling you down into your thumb tips touching. because I want you to feel this connection physically. Your body has that connection. Your body has the wisdom to know if it, what the connection feels like. But if you're in your head, then you'll be thinking about pasta. You'll be thinking about that you forgot to mail something. You'll be thinking about whatever so-and-so said or what pissed you off or whatever. So let that go. Put it like on a shelf. Keep channeling, funneling, beaming, commanding your central attention and mind to your thumb tips. All the rest can sort itself out. Feel the physical feeling. And then just take the thumb tips apart for just a little bit apart. And there'll be a little space. And you might notice, wow, I can't feel that connection, so I'm having a difficult time connecting to staying concentrated. Well, I got a cure for that. Just bring them back together, okay? Thumb tips are touching. You could even test it out by closing your eyes. And the nighttime quiet, and if your mind starts to get a little wound down, like wind it down of all your thoughts and all the busy of the day, or stress of the day, or grip of the day, you're going to have a greater potential to just feel thumb tips touching. Make everything about what you're concentrating be about the thumbs. Not about your work week, not about your bills, none of that. Let that stuff just sit on a shelf, like in a utility closet. Now, just put your eyes on your first fingers touching. Funnel your concentration deliberately. You want deliberate, undivided attention into first fingers touching. As you get more synced in to relaxing inside yourself, nice and easy, just keep letting the tone of my voice drop you in to something within you that's different than your personality head chatter. Surface thinking, surface opinions and expectations of others. Just forget all that. Forget about it. Focus on first fingers. You're going to start to recognize, wow, it actually feels freaking relieving to not be thinking about whatever I've been tethered to. It feels actually pretty awesome to get out of my own way of just being so, in a deep, codependent relationship with your own thinking mind. First fingers touching. It's totally normal if you've been tethered by your thoughts. Usually we're more in our head when we're in more of a fight or flight space. I know all about it. Personally, I really do. Why do you think I offer you this? Because this helped me to climb down off the ledge to where I had just stressful thoughts, stressful feelings, worried thoughts, worried feelings, anxious thought equals anxious feeling, etc. This gave me something beyond just my survival, usual state of mind. Your first fingers are touching. First fingers are touching in a way that you want to physically feel. You might feel tingling. You'll feel an aliveness. You might feel heat. You might feel like, wow, the more I concentrate on them, the more they almost meld together. like the two become one, that's when you know, like, wow, I'm really feeling that connection. And so it gets stronger. And it's not because you pushed it and made it happen and forced it. You know how often when we force shit, it creates more of a disconnect? Just keep allowing your first fingers to meld together, like marry them together. And you'll feel like if that's really happening, the connection will just speak to the mind. The physical feeling will be so there, it'll tell your head, yep, you're meditating. And all we got to do is just like recognize, wow, the connection's there. Like I bring one and then I bring the other one, and there's an energy individually, and then boom, when you bring it together collectively. And then the mind says, wow, I really physically feel. Wow, I got so into my mind-body thing going on, I forgot to think about what I was stressed about. Ah! There's your vacation. I recommend it be a staycation. I know, I'm pretty nerdy, right? Drop your focus now into your middle fingers touching. Let your middle fingers, they're already touching, right? You're just actually activating your mental attention and concentration, and you're just making time to feel that connection. And yet, it's really okay if you're not feeling this. Like you're like, oh, I'm not feeling it. What's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. Your mind's usually just more in your face, so to speak, than your ability to be present in the moment where you're making the physical connection of the fingertips. So if you have those moments, you're totally normal, dude. You're fine. Just take a breath out, nice and easy. And just bring your focus back. The more the mind gets rested and settled and soothed, the more the nervous system does, the wiring in your body, that's parasympathetic nervous system energy. You want to start recognizing, like, wow, I actually felt like peace. Like, yeah, I feel my fingertips, my middle fingers touching. But it's meditating's actually has the potential to be a craving. Like once you feel a connection, like of the physical fingertips, the middle fingertips, and it allows, itself, you allow it to get stronger, it's because it was already there. You're just actually putting mind to it. And then you start to get dropped right in underneath surface chatter. It's like going underwater at the ocean, where it's really quiet. We all have that space. We just don't usually swim there. But when you do, you'll feel a little more peaceful, a little more settled, because you're able to drop into your own body and feel some ease. And if you haven't been used to that and life's been pretty stressful, then it might even be a little bit, you might have a little bit of anxiety to let go of that grip of your tension just because you've been so used to it as a survival state. It can feel almost unsafe to let go of the rope. So if that's happening for you at all, listen to my voice. Take a nice, easy breath in. I'm with you. Exhale. And let yourself let go. And you think you're going to be afraid. Like you think, what's going to happen? what's going to happen is you're going to drop into some more peace. Let it relieve you. Concentrate all your focus now into third fingers touching. You can take them apart if you need to. And then just bring them back together. There's that connection. And even if you just feel it like for a moment, and then you're back up in your thinking mind, that's what meditation is. Meditation says, let me just make you aware of that patterning. And then once you're aware, oh, I've wandered off. Then you just say, no, go down into third fingers touching. It's safe there. And then over time, you physically get really tuned in to the feel of the third fingers. And you'll feel how relieving that is for your mind. Can you see why meditation at night is really just as potent as meditating in the morning? Because you might sleep better. You might sleep better because you might drop into your body, drop into the bed you're in, and just really let go. So the mind can really get the sleep it needs to wake up tomorrow with calm, with a grounded feeling of being restored. Drop down into your third fingers to have access to your own greater restorative sleep. And if you haven't been sleeping like that, well, you deserve to move into that space. And meditation just simply is like a vehicle to help us get there. Can you concentrate all your attention into your third fingers touching? Give it all you got. In your mind, give it all you got. Follow it. Let the third fingers be an anchor that just it reels your mind straight down. Keep reeling your mind straight down, third fingers touching. Your third fingers are touching. Even if you wander off with a thought or a streamline of thoughts and mental images, the connection's still there. It's just that it really means something when you allow your mind to say, oh yeah, I'm synced up to that too. There's an energy in the body, and when you bring the energy of the left finger together and you bring the energy of the right finger together, and you bring your mind down into the two becoming one, you will feel it. And if your mind wanders off, it's just used to wandering off. It's like leaving a popcorn trail of crumbs of thought here and crumbs of thought there. And all I'm saying is gather all the concentration. If you could beam it all right through your forebrain, do it. With the intention, it can happen. Pinky fingers are touching. Gather all your concentration. You know how like you rake leaves and they're all over the lawn, scattered in every direction? But then you take the rake and you pull all the leaves into a big pile. Just think of that as a way of being for your mind. Pull all your focus into one big pile. Channel it straight through the forehead center. Beam it right into pinky fingers touching. And I want you to make this personal so that you feel it a little more significantly. Because if you don't feel it much, then it doesn't really have a lot of meaning. You want this to mean something because you're making the time to do it. I know you could be on Facebook right now. I know you could be channel surfing, getting ready for Jimmy Fallon and whatever. Yeah, I get it. But just humor me. Humor yourself. Gather all your concentration, beam it straight into your pinky fingers. Let all the other stuff sit on a shelf. We're wired for fight or flight because it's a primal wiring for each and every one of us. However, we are also wired for peace, for being grounded, for being able to more fully focus, for being able to be calm. And when we are relaxed, you know what happens? It moves us, it moves you, it moves me, it moves all of humanity. The more you practice this, of course, you need some continuity with it, but it moves us out of reaction. We're all stressed out and easily fired up. Move yourself out of reaction and just be. And if you feel a peacefulness inside yourself, move into that space more often, and then your life will start to reflect that. Because you're starting to really kind of, it's like a pool, and you decide to really get in that pool and swim and make it your own. Well, then energy begets energy. So if you kind of access that place of peace within inside yourself, pinky fingers still touching, concentration still deposited there. But if you can do that with me, little bit, and a little bit more, there will be a power to it, And that energy will start running your life. Oftentimes, we're at the grip and the effect of life outside us. And if you're at all empathic, like myself, you'll feel all your stuff, and then you'll feel and be impacted by everything around you. And it'll kind of always keep you on a tightrope, And you won't really relax much. And if you do relax much, you usually have to find, vices to get you into that space. This is an organic vice. Moves you out of the energy of being triggered. Moves you out of having adrenaline coursing through your system. And if your thoughts are stressful, or frightening, fretful, worried, anxious, then it's going to, mildly at least, start running the cocktail of cortisol in your system, adrenaline in your system. And this is an opportunity to start shutting down the fight or flight response in your body and in my body that's maybe been on the edge long fucking enough. Thank you very much. So you have fight or flight energy, sympathetic nervous system energy, but you also have a flip side. So why don't you come hang out with me, and we will activate your flip side. Not your flip phone, because those are outdated, but your flip side of peace and calm. Because what you do to feel that inside yourself makes your mind and your physical body healthier. So here's to levity and your longevity and your healing And when you're relaxed, you can get so much more done. You know, you really can. So here's to your productivity. Here's to your alertness. Here's to your efficiency. And if the storyline wasn't that for a lot of time in your life, yeah, it's cool. We'll write a new story. Okay? Just means you had a lot of stressful experiences. Maybe you didn't know how to manage them. Meditation will help you manage like a boss. Namaste.